Ain't got no mother, ain't got no culture, ain't got no friend, ain't got no schooling, ain't got no love, ain't got no name, ain't got no ticket, ain't got no token, ain't got no God. Hi, I'm Gary DeForve, a gardener, political commentator, and folk singer. And I'm back with more of my critique of Peter Joseph's critique of Bernie Sanders. He's going to critique Bernie, and basically, in my way, he's, just critiquing a whole area of the left, or basically the real left, I would say, like where people are actually involved in a real conversation with the left and somehow contributing to these groups of people who Gary DeForve thinks are not legit. I've been told that that I appear that I might be on cocaine. Yeah, I do get excited during something. I may speak rather quickly at times. But I guess I'm going to make people uncomfortable. But I have a lot to say and I have a lot to get out. So I'm just like trying to get through it, And I find that there's a marked difference, I find really, between the tone of someone who's actually kind of full of crap, like Lee Camp, and Peter Joseph. Peter Joseph's basic style is like, he's like the smartest guy in the world, right? So he knows about how it's all going to go. Crazy Bernie doesn't understand. Lee Camp and Peter Joseph are the ones who understand what has to happen about technology, why it's pointless to do what Bernie's doing. And now Lee Camp has come up with another video. Now he's actually come up with a video, and what we're going to do later, too, after we go through this part, we're going to do what I'm going to call an economic populism search through his video list. See if he's ever come up in this way before, if he's always on what I call like the fake libertarian left issues, which I should even just create a list. I can start the list right now, because it's really like, of course, number one, you have what? War. War is not cool, man, for other living things, man. War? Everybody against war, so all leftists against war. That's why when Tim Black say that, only Tim Black, Lee Camp, and Jimmy Dore are the only ones against war on the left, as far as like progressives, give me a freaking break. We're all against war. Everybody's against war. Stopping the military, stopping the empire, stopping the military-industrial complex. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm just sound a bit excited, so I'll just calm down. I'll take a breather. But like I say, listen for that tone amongst them. They're just like, oh, of course, I know what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm very confident. And of course, Peter Joseph comes off as like, I'm the smartest guy. Bernie doesn't get it. I get it because of all this gobbledygook. We'll all be hooked into the same singularity, man. Yeah. If anything, but it's absolutely fake. It's just fake leftism for nerds. And the agorism, was like introduced at this libertarian conference as and right about the time that like Buckminster Fuller got, was like really big kind of in, the thought, like just like right past us, like 73 or 70. It was just like that part of that trippy dippy hippie libertarian, which of course history of libertarianism, they're going after. They well know that they're doing like what we call the Cambridge Analytical thing that the FBI director Brian Souter said that people were doing. We know well that libertarianism is exactly that. That's the whole idea, is to like micro-target people who are into war. They're into privacy issues. They're into pot. They, of course, they don't like media. Let's take media, because that's like, because the mainstream media is part of, they're both against, excuse me. I mean, both supposed like made up sides, which I would say these people are really just also on this made up side. They're also against the left. They're also, this is a form of rightism because they are saying basically, literally, this progressive, this sign holding, this progressive action, this voting, these lawmaking, this taking over what the Democratic Party, like Bernie, wants to do. This is all pointless and can never work because politics will never achieve what we want. So we have to just let the Koch brothers. Oh, now he says jokingly. Now, like, let's see what he says next time. Let's see if he keeps that in the speech, his spiel, his con man's spiel. Let's go to, so I have a list of like, yeah, these are like the approved libertarian topics so far that you're going to get from all of these people. How the media is wrong, how pot's cool, how, what is the second one? Privacy, yeah, they're going to steal your privacy, and they like war, man. You hate all those things like me, man, right? Maybe you're a libertarian too. Maybe you're like an agorist, like a left-wing libertarian, but you don't believe in actually combining with others to get political power from the capitalists. You know, okay, got it, bro. Really, yeah, cool story, bro. That's the funny thing is, like, I was saying this, one put the cool story, which I would never send a meme that said cool, and I would never say cool story, bro, because that's like totally lame. But the only reason I said it there is because somebody used that on me. And then right when I was on the Lee Camp thing, or when I was on the Jimmy Dore page, and Lee Camp and Jimmy Dore, or this guy who come on, a weird dude who comes on and say like, oh, you know, trying to gaslight me, trying to tell me, oh, you're not making any sense, man. I'm a good friend of both Jimmy Dore and I'm a good friend of this Lee Camp. And I'm telling you, Lee Camp's not for what you say he's for. He's not against economic populism. He's not against Bernie. But then, obviously, he did the agreement video with Peter Joseph's critique, where Peter Joseph said basically that Bernie Sanders' whole plan is ridiculous. So let's take a look now at the, we'll just take this right from the top. This Lee Camp. It's called Watch Fox News. This is maybe the latest one they put out. It's put out on today, May 4th. Watch Fox News lose it over Bernie's new idea. Which we now put this in the context. He had just come out agreeing with Peter Joseph, who did this big critique of how Bernie Sanders wants to correct the problem of income inequality, which I think will lead to, obviously, they're talking about like not just income inequality, but they're talking about the problem of suction. Let's call it suction, where the people who don't do any work or don't create anything, don't add anything to the mix, are literally making all the money. They're called the capitalists. That's the way the capitalist system works. That's what's happening. So the idea that we shouldn't address the capitalist system through the democratic process, what is that? Oh, he's saying, well, we have to go outside the system. That's what he's saying. So in this context, let's begin.
Has presented a proposal in which every American would be guaranteed a job, paying at least $15 an hour with benefits.
Good.
And all.
Sounds, yeah, why don't we run the economy? Basic idea, basic leftist idea. Why don't we run the economy for the benefit of the workers and citizenry rather than a tiny group of idiots?
All that jazz. He unveiled a plan to do that, to give everyone a job who wants one. And apparently this idea that, you know, people having jobs, it just drove Fox News out of their fucking mind.
So they turn this into like, this is like now an acceptable libertarian media because they're like attacking, supposedly they're going to attack both sides. They're going to attack the right because he's neither, right? Peter Joseph is neither Republican or left-wing or right-wing or even political. Why? He's not political? Why? How could he not be? How could he? He can't. He has to be. You have to be. You know, he's just not on our side. So he just like he's either a zero or, you know, just math-wise, if he leads people to think that they have no power through the political process and leads even one person to like accept the idea that they shouldn't somehow support Bernie, if like he runs as a I won't support him if he runs as a Democrat, man. I've already made up my mind. Okay.
Times.
Tuition free. 3 months paid fam.
Basic economic populist ideas, whatever you're saying, we're just like redistributing. These are all things that he's talking about just redistributing wealth and redistributing power. And this is, I'm sure, just the beginning of what he's talking about. Because really, to say that this is just like, this is his starter to get people going like, wait a minute, you mean like the capitalists are making all the money? And they don't really, wait a minute. What do they bring to the table exactly? Wait, hold on now. Why should we allow Bezos to have it? He doesn't believe in taxes. He's figured out a way to like grow his, we'll talk about Bezos one time too. Like the basic, because the way he makes money is the way everybody makes money. By getting that cheap fed money. You know, that's why I'm saying like Peter Joseph must know all this. Like when he's saying things, it's just like, you know, because I've heard so many things, it's just like I can spot like, I mean, to me, you know, maybe you just think I'm a nut. If you think I'm a nut, sometimes I feel like a nut.
And medical leave. Healthcare is a right of all people.
Basic shit.
Not a privilege.
Peter Joseph said in his thing, we can't have, this must be very difficult to get this, universal health care and blah, 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 blah. Maybe we should, go for some outside the system health. What is that? What is that? They use the system to control us and use us, but for some reason, if we, then that's two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for fucking dinner. If we try to actually use this system to, collectively as a people. That's what he's talking about. That's why I'm saying it's just like, not buying it. Cool story, bro. And it's like, what? Yeah, I told you that. Basic stuff all over the world. So to say that we shouldn't go back to the political center, well, maybe there's the argument, that if we go back to this political center, we just extend this market system, so whatever. But I don't think that's necessarily the case because we have a thing called the internet now, and people can actually, the Northern Europeans are pretty like savvy, they're not like, and like France, they know when they hear bullshit, in a certain percentage of the population. Apparently, America is like more fooled because, it's like literally you have both sides of the coin, trying to fool you, and then you have this other thing where what are they saying? He's trying to tell you that Bernie is really the one who's neither Republican nor Democrat. Okay, he's talking about the other thing of neither Republican or Democrat, and then for some reason, it's not right for Peter Joseph.
Socialism is here. Well, socialism is here. Healthcare's a right.
Notice how he's like your friend. He's like, notice the used car salesman-ness of him from a Bombard's body language point of view.
That's what's so scandalous. The three things that they just had Bernie list as if this was some sort of montage of horror movies are hugely popular with people in this country. People want health care. They want paid family leave. Gasp. Oh, dear God. So she played those clips like people are running from paid family leave. Oh, the horror. The horror.
And I've said before, I don't believe he's even a real comedian. That may be mean, but I've never seen him do no comedy. I mean, he just does this, whatever he does, but it's like...
The socialism is here. Call it whatever the fuck you want. That's what people want in this country, and it makes sense.
It's like he's just like kind of like, took this opportunity. It's really sad.
Healthcare being a right. Yeah, we're the only developed country where that isn't the case. And you can give it whatever name you want. I don't care, but it's...
And that's what I said when Peter Joseph says, oh, we can't have this. I made the obvious critique of Peter Joseph. Oh, we're the only country in the freaking world that doesn't have this. So Peter Joseph says we can't do it because we're at a different stage of capitalism, man. Bullshit, Peter Joseph. Trying to, like, you know, you talk about, like, who's trying to lead the sheep a freaking stray. Give me a freaking break.
People are not horrified by the idea of health care.
Well, socialism is here. Independent socialist Bernie Sanders has a new plan to get jobs for everybody. He wants to take your money to pay for guaranteed jobs for everybody in the country. Jobs funded by your federal taxes.
Yeah, we do. Bezos' money. I want to take all his money. All of it. All of it. So I guess they're talking to Jeff Bezos.
The jobs would pay at least $15 an hour with health care benefits.
Oh my God, jobs paid
What do they bring to the table?
for by your tax. Where do your tax dollars go now, huh? They go to war and
that's what I'm saying is what we got to do is, like, this is all part of Bernie's plan, is democratize production, democratize the government so we can vote whether we go to war or not, or what we do in those circumstances. And we could vote whether our international corporations, whether we won't, like, just please bring your money. We don't have no money. We have money. America has money. And if you don't want to work with America, you don't have to. Go find another country, Donald Trump and all your, you know, Exxon Mobil. Go, like, we're going to take the American military and we're going to, like, take it and run it for not just the people of America, but our common struggle with the people of the world, you know? And that's how we're going to bring about the revolution.
jet and oil companies. Do you have any idea all the shit we subsidize in this country? All the fucking corporations that we prop up so that they can cover your coastline and oil, put it in pipelines in your backyard. We subsidize football stadiums and Monsanto and beef so that your hamburgers can cost only $1 at McDonald's.
Computer's seizing up.
We pay all of our federal dollars to that shit, but can't put some towards things that actually
Basic stuff. Basic stuff, of course.
benefit people, towards things that are not just destroying our environment. You know, where is Fox News when ExxonMobil takes home billions in subsidies? Huh? Where are you, Fox News?
Yeah, where are
Where's
you, Fox
News when Google or telecoms use our infrastructure, the infrastructure we helped build, we paid for? They use that to create their businesses, to prop up and further their businesses. And do they send us a check? Do they say thank you? No, Fox News has no problem with that. They have no problem with your tax dollars going to every weapons contractor under the sun. But if it goes to healthcare or family leave, that's horrible.
Stop it now. Okay, stop.
Fine.
Mark, they have no more sense than a flock of geese here. I mean, this sounds like a really hard left turn by the Democrats.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking a sort of a bit of a libertarian tack on it because, well, if your taxes go to war, they don't want your taxes to go to war. They don't want taxes to go to anything because they don't want taxes to go to the state. The state is basically somewhat, you know, useless because it just won't work to regulate. They even talked about, like, I think, you know, Peter Joseph is just, yeah, the regulation of the state, it could just never work because of capitalism. Okay.
Under Obama, I mean, do people have a right to a job? Socialism is just morally reprehensible.
It is so far to the left. I mean, it just shows you how out of touch the Democrat Party has become.
Socialism is just morally reprehensible. Oh, yeah? More morally reprehensible than capitalism that now has 3 or 5 guys with the same wealth as the bottom half of the world. The world. Do you know how large the world is? They have the same wealth as half the world.
I say I can't
Jeff
fucking stop it now,
Bezos,
so
if he
it's
wanted
ruining
to,
my video.
like, this isn't some hyperbolic thing. I'm saying these are the actual numbers. If Jeff Bezos himself wanted to, he could end world hunger for the next 5 years. Just him. Just that guy. That's fucking nuts.
Right.
How many kids die a day from all?
That's the thing is, Peter Joseph is one of the persons. He may be like one of the first people that I heard the term structural violence from. Now, this actually, like, there's something called the non-aggression principle, and maybe I'll end it with here because that was draggy there. How long has this been? It don't matter. My email. Let him look at my email. I don't give a shit about the dark web. Trying to scare me about, like, you know, I'm an open freaking book, basically, you know. But let's talk about these. Let's talk about the. I was talking about the. What the hell was I just talking about? Fuck. Oh yeah, the NAP principle. The non-aggression principle is part of the libertarian. I mean, they all have that, just like they have taxation is theft. They'll obviously say, and because taxation is, you know, a form of aggression. So if you're aggressively taking Bezos's money, you're saying, like, either give me your money, Jeff Bezos, or I will kill you. Give me all your money. It's a stick up. Even though Bezos used the money, I mean, did he really, what did he create? What did he bring to the picture? So he's sort of just like, in a way, he's systematically stealing. And because he has that money, I would say he's like the, since he's taken that exact money, and now he wants to put it into space research because he says he hasn't the foggiest idea of what he might do with his money. He just has no freaking clue. So I would say Bezos is someone who's guilty of the structural violence. I would say he's the guy because I'm the one saying he should give his money. You know? And, you know, and I'm talking about the system. So, like, and in a way, Peter Joseph in here is like, I'm getting really hungry. Is the sheet up. Peter Joseph is the he's a massive hypocrite. He talks about improving public health, and he literally says, you know, that unions, and what happened too, like right after he said unions, they makes him look like a total idiot. Impromptu teacher strike, West Virginia, right? Red states, Oklahoma, places where libertarianism has ruined the school system, has ruined people's lives, has ruined teachers' lives, has ruined everything. And, you know, he's saying we should not push back against this because we have Trump, and he's saying, oh, we shouldn't even, we have an opportunity here now for, to run, you know, Nina, Bernie, whoever, people like Tulsi. I don't know about Tulsi. I don't know anything about that. It's kind of weird. But these types of peoples, and there's a lot more peoples, really. I mean, I even thought about, like, what about that? I don't know if I totally, because he talked a lot of crazy, like, futuristic stuff too, but Dylan Radigan, I mean, he's a smart and media savvy dude. And I think he's basically on our side. Maybe he has, like, some different, he's like, I think he does, like, sort of differ from Bernie in some ways, and in some weird, like, libertarianish ways, which is maybe how he got his foot in the door in the media. I mean, it is complicated as fuck. So I'm trying to unravel it. If anyone can, like, you know, has any ideas and can help me understand, like, or, you know, I haven't gotten that many. I appreciate all your comments. I don't have any subscribers yet, but even if I have to go to, like, a subscriber farm, the subcontinent of Asia, I will have subscribers one day. I'll have a subscriber. So be the very first to say I was Gary DeForve's first subscriber, although never mind, on my other account, but you'll be the first real subscriber. And thank you for watching. Please like, post, share, subscribe, and donate. I'm going to get my Patreon up. Patreonize me, please, in about this coming week. Is going to just go and create the account next week or month here. Thank you so much. Thanks a million.